I'm going to tell you all the cars I've ever owned, in order. 1986 Mercury Lynx. It had crank windows, a cigarette lighter, and one of these non-digital radios. I hate the term "the struggle was real," but this struggle was like the realest thing ever. 1990 Pontiac Sunbird. It was red and the closest thing I was getting to a sports car. First car with air conditioning. And since it was a Pontiac, the whole instrument panel lit up red, which I thought was so cool. So now I had no car, but my dad is so super mega awesome. And he had a sweet 1993 Mercury Cougar in this color. It was like electric teal blue. Anyway, my dad retired early, so he didn't have to go to work. And he would have his friends pick him up to go golfing so that I could use his Mercury Cougar. And it was like brand new. The whole instrument panel was digital, no dials. They recalled that feature because if there was an electrical problem, you had no instrument panel. It had automatic seatbelts that went on for you. Also recalled because people were getting strangled by them. And it even had a button to make the back of the seat inflate. Then my parents gave me my own car since my sister got the Sunbird. It was a 1993 Mercury Topaz. First car that was four-door. First car that had a cassette player. You were like the coolest thing if you had that. And it was like metallic green, which was pretty cool because I think metallic colors were kind of new back then. Then I bought myself a 1992 Oldsmobile Achieva. It was candy apple red. It had tinted windows. Both of those things I got pulled over constantly for. And I got a fine because the tinted windows were beyond the limit that tinted windows could be. First car to have a CD player. It had a removable faceplate. But within the first 2 weeks of owning it, I went to my friend's house and left it on the kitchen counter. Then we went to a club. And when we came back, his stupid Rottweiler had eaten it. Ate the faceplate to my stereo. And I never had a stereo in that car again. I would put a boombox on the passenger seat. It was too expensive and I didn't want to make my friend pay for it. And it was my first car with power windows, if you can believe that. And I wonder why Gen Z calls me Unc. Now I'm back to a Pontiac, so the instrument panel lit up red, which I love. It was a 1999 Pontiac Grand Am. It was bronze like this one, but I called it metallic brown, which seems like a contradiction. Metallic and brown shouldn't go together. None of the features on that car were new to me. But it had a stereo that didn't have a removable faceplate that had been eaten by a dog. So I finally had a CD player. Then I got a 2004 Ford Focus. My dad suggested I get it because he thought they were reliable. But if you ever want to know what it's like to have the hood of your car fly up into your windshield on the highway while you're driving about 70 miles an hour, I can tell you all about it. I can tell you exactly what happens. Then I got a 2009 Pontiac G6. I thought I was so cool that I was driving a car that instead of a name had a letter and a number. I thought that meant it was like an elite sports car. But then some a-hole had to tell me that the Pontiac G6 was the car that Oprah Winfrey gave out to her audience. Remember, you get a car and you get a car and you get a car. They were all Pontiac G6s. So everyone made fun of my car. Now, it's the Oprah Winfrey car. Then I got my favorite car because it wasn't a car. It's my first SUV. It was a 2013 Ford Escape. It was the truck style SUV. So now I felt so cool, like, yeah, I drive a truck. It's cadet blue. First car I had with a sunroof. That car lived forever and ever and ever and died of old age. And for some reason, I don't want to dox my current car, but it doesn't matter because it's an SUV. So it looks like every single other SUV. You know, the ones that look like a glorified station wagon. I've walked up to a RAV4, which is a better car than I have, thinking it's mine, but it's a RAV4 because there's no distinguishing features to SUVs anymore. They all look the same. The current Porsche looks the same. Oh, and did I mention all the pictures of these cars I got off the internet? Those aren't the ones I had, except the G6 and the Ford Escape. I made sure to find ones in the same color, though. And all the people who didn't watch the end are going to see the first car and be like, we know your license plate now. Because you can see it in the picture, and I kept it that way to test and see who didn't watch the whole video. Okay, bye.